Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cashed Out Cars. I have finally upgraded the fuel pump in my budget turbo Miata, so now we could really turn up the boost. So previously I was running this car on about 9 PSI because at 9 PSI with the stock fuel pump, at higher RPM the fuel pump couldn't supply enough fuel and it was starting to lean out, so to be safe I wasn't pushing it. Now I've put a DW200 fuel pump in here, which is good for a lot more fuel. And now I've got this thing turned up to 14 PSI. So we're going to go take this thing for a drive, show you how it feels first person at 14 PSI, and then we'll do a few launches and see how it does 0 to 60. Without further ado, let's hop in and show you guys how this thing feels. You'll hear it, the wastegate on this thing now just whistles like crazy because there's so much extra exhaust going through it.
Really, just dumps it?
Yeah. Do a little pull here. Pretty quick.
No,
Legacy
I want
GT
that.
wagon. Nice. PSI for sure. Once you're full throttle, you could tell big difference between 9 and 14 here. The limiting factor on getting this thing out of the hole and actually getting it going is that open diff. It's just really hard to get traction and keep it, and then also shift into second at a good point where I still have traction there. We're gonna go for it again because honestly that run was really bad and I know I could do better. But it was better.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That felt better out of first. I don't think it was great, but it was better. Read the time, what it do?
0 to 6, oh that's 10 to 60. 0 to 60, 6.44.
6.44. All right, that's the fastest run I've done with it. I really got to get a diff because launching this thing is the limiting factor. Once I get a limited slip diff, it'll be just so much easier. But right now I have a very hard time pedaling it and getting it into boost where I need it in first gear, and that's what's stopping me from being faster. That shift was also garbage, so if I shifted faster, it'd have more time in it. It's just getting the learning down with the car, and next season, once I have a diff, we'll be going faster to 60 miles an hour. Yeah, this thing on 14 PSI like this is how this should feel. Yeah, like it feels nice. I'm glad I finally put the fuel pump in so I could actually make use of everything, because basically doing it as cheap as possible and spending the 1,200 bucks on everything and not spending the extra 100 for a fuel pump is basically limiting you by like so much horsepower. Right. Because you throw the fuel pump in and you could run 14 reliably. You could run more if you want to push it, and it's just so much better like this.
Yeah, it feels great. And it's really smooth running too. There's no spots in the tune that really feel weak right now.
Yeah, when you're on throttle, that's when it feels really good. When I'm just cruising, my tune's not perfect for just around town, but do another little pull here.
Is that like a fire?
Yeah, it looks like it. All right, so with those few runs, that's gonna be our time at 14 PSI, 6.44 seconds. That's not really representative of what this car could do because I'm really having trouble launching this with that open diff. If this thing had a limited slip diff and I could spin 2 tires off the line, get it going faster, this would be significantly faster than it is now. But for what I have, 6.44 seconds is the best time. Now, that does not reflect how much faster this thing is on 14 PSI versus 9 because it is a really big difference. Again, it's hard to launch, but once you're actually rolling and once you roll into it in any gear, that 14 PSI feels awesome. It feels how this car really should feel. And if you're doing a budget setup like what I did on my car, absolutely spend the extra $100 and upgrade that fuel pump because then you really could make full use of your car. With all of that said, if you want to support the channel more, you can head over to my Patreon page. I post all of my videos early there. If you don't want to do that and you want to keep watching here on this channel, I really appreciate that. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and I hope you stick around for the next one. Take care.